What's going on, guys? Seancutshair back with another video. I got one of my barbers in the chair. His name is Marcus. His haircut is kind of difficult. He doesn't like getting too short in the parietal ridge area. His top is kind of difficult to cut. I'm gonna show you guys some different techniques. I hope it's helpful. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, we're going to jump right into cutting the top. You can see he has some wavy hair, so it likes to curve around my fingers, making it difficult to come in with my scissors. So I like to use clipper over finger. That's what this technique is called, guys. We're basically going to hold the clipper like we're going to do maybe like freehand a flat top. Basically, you're going to hold it that way. You're going to tuck the comb in the back side of the clipper. That way you can comb the hair up, flip the clipper around, and cut it just like you would with scissors, but we're going to use the clipper. So the clipper is all the way closed. Basically going to follow it just like a normal guideline. We're going to go from front to back. Then we will cut each side, and if we need to cross-check, we can go vertically and cross-check as well. Guys, on a texture like this that curls up, sometimes I don't cross-check. Make sure everything's pretty close, and obviously the hair is going to curl up, so it's not necessary to be absolutely precise. Obviously, we are going to get it pretty close, and then we will dry the hair and move on to the sides. So moving on to the sides, this is a number 6. Marcus does not like to get into the parietal ridge too much. He has such a different texture on top that if you cut too short on the sides, it really looks like this poofy faux hawk on top. And so we really want to make sure to maintain the length on the parietal ridge. So this is a number 6. We're going to blend into the length on top. You see I'm taking the clipper, feeding it super slow and just blending into that length. Then we can come in underneath and cut it down a little bit shorter, and we're going to do a little bald taper on the sideburn. Now we started with the number 6 to be safe, blending into the length, and now we can come in underneath that with a number 4. I'm just going to skip the number 5. We're basically going to cut everything down to a number 4, and we're just flicking right into the 6 that we started with. Now we're going to start our bald guideline, guys. This is the Andis Slimline Pro. You guys know I like to punch in my guideline, and this trimmer isn't too sharp, so I'm able to take the bald line out with my clipper. So we'll go ahead and bald it out. Come in with this shaver. This is the Gamma Uno shaver. Just get this down all the way to skin, then we can start our first step. Now we're going to go up about a ½ an inch with the lever all the way open. Guys, this is the Stylecraft Rebel, the brand new clipper from Stylecraft. I know you see Alpha on the lid, but I just wanted the black lid. But this is the Rebel. I'm still using it. This thing's absolute beast. We went all the way up with our lever all the way open, and then we started at the bottom of the line with the clipper closed. And then in the middle, guys, we will use the lever halfway open. Any spots that are left behind, guys, we can adjust that lever and go after them until we're happy with this blend. Next up, we're going to come in with the one guard all the way open. We're going to go up another ½ inch. You guys see I'm flicking out. I'm trying to connect to that 4 as easy as possible. Make a nice clean guideline, and then we can start to work that line out from the bottom. Now we'll come in with the clipper all the way closed. This is a one guard closed, and we're going to go right up below where we did the one open. That should soften up the guideline, but right now we'll come in with the half guard, and that will take the last little hint of a line out in between these two sections. Next up, this is a number 3, guys. We started with a 4. Now I'm going to take the 3. We're basically going through this last line that we have left. I'm going to start with the 3 to start to connect to that 4. Then we'll work our way down to a 2, and then finally the 1.5, and that should connect everything together that we've done so far. Of course, guys, then you know how I like to do it. I'll work my way back down through the 1, the half guard, and the open clipper until I'm happy with how this taper looks. the last guard we have to use on this side is the 1.5, and we'll be through with our steps. So guys, the 1.5 is halfway open. I can adjust it as needed if I need to. And you see we're just taking out that last line between the 2 and the 1.5. Now if you noticed, I kind of put a line in the 2 area where I was using the 1.5. So I'm just gonna go back to the 2 and soften that up and make sure that I have that transition smooth. And then we'll continue to work our way back down and polish this up before we move on. Now we'll come in and edge up the C-cup, guys. We're not gonna edge up anything else on the front hairline. We'll just brush the hair down across the line, come in with our patty cut skeletons and line this up nice and sharp, and we can move on. All right, we're gonna do the same exact steps on this side, so follow along with the color guide down below so you can know what guards that we're using. Real quick, if you guys didn't see, I dropped a video yesterday on the 30K sub giveaway. I'm gonna be giving away a care package from GMB Pro. It is the Miami Vice over-the-shoulder bag and some other accessories. So guys, head over there and check that video out, or if you wanna head to my Instagram, Seancutshair, you will see the details on how to enter the giveaway. I wanna make sure I give this to somebody that is going to appreciate it, somebody that does some house calls or travels with their clippers. It's a super dope setup. So make sure you guys head over there and check that out and get in on this giveaway. I'm gonna be drawing the winner on Black Friday, guys. So 2 more days if you're watching this video. So make sure you guys get in on the giveaway before it's over. All right, moving on to the back, we'll do the same exact steps. We're gonna start with the number 6, go ahead and cut into the length on the top, then we'll come in with the 4 underneath that. I think I am gonna fade down a little bit more, so we will go 4, 3, 2, and then we'll come in and do our taper at the bottom. Now you guys see me pointing to this M shape on the back of his neck, and you guys, most people have that shape. So if I can, I'm gonna go ahead and cut most of that off. If I go ahead and do my taper and do my bald line lower, I'm gonna see some of that inconsistency in my taper. He also has hair that grows every direction, so I wanna get rid of most of that as I can. So you're gonna see, I'm gonna cut most of those problem areas off, and then we'll start our taper right above that. Now I don't usually like to go above the bottom of the ear, so that's kind of my general rule. I'm gonna take off as much as I can though, and get as close to the bottom of the ear, and that's just gonna make it so much easier when we start to do our taper. Now we'll do our same steps as normal, guys, but pay attention to how I am moving the clipper, what direction I'm going. You guys will see, especially when we start to take this line out, the hair is kind of growing down and to the left, so I'm gonna have to take my clipper up and to the right. So we're just gonna do our open section, and then we will start to take that line out. You can see already I'm taking my clipper against the grain so that it cuts it down nice and even before we come in and work the line out. Now we're going to start with the clipper close at the bottom and work our way across. I am going to kind of do this in sections because he has different directions, so I'm going to work on kind of one section where the growth pattern is the same, and then I'll work my way across. So we're going to work on this right side. You guys see the hair is growing down and to the left, like I said, so my clipper is going up and to the right against the grain. Now we're gonna go ahead and work on this last line. So guys, we did a 6 and then a 4 and a 3. So now I'm taking a 2 guard all the way closed. I'm gonna try to connect to that 3 and then we will work our way down from there. So I just wanna get some of this bulk out of the way. You guys can see how heavy that line is. So I'm just gonna start to lighten it up and we will continue to work our way down until we connect it all together. Now we're gonna make our next section with the open 1. I am trying to flick into the 2 as best as possible, but we will need the 1.5 to take that line out. We'll work our way across with the open 1, then we can close it up and start to take the line out in between. Now real quick, while I'm up here, you guys can see some of the 1 connected to the 2, no problem, but there were a few lines that we put in, so I am gonna come in while I'm here with the 1.5, go ahead and connect that together, and then all we have left is that last line at the bottom between the open section and the 1. Now we can go ahead and close up our 1 guard. We'll start to take this line out, and as usual guys, the line is not gonna go away with the closed 1. We will need our half guard, and we will use that halfway open, and it should connect everything together. Now I'm just gonna do a little bit of cleanup work with the 1 guard, guys. That's just a little bit of a dark area there in between everything. So I'm just gonna play with the lever and clean up anything that's left behind. Then we can line the rest of this cut up. You guys can check out the finished product. Alright guys, so there's my man Marcus before, super grown out. You guys know if you're a barber, you never get a haircut, but we had a free second, so we had to get him all the way back together. And there's the finished cut, guys. Basically a 4 on the sides with a low taper. Marcus and I have both found that we really like our hair most kind of grown out look, so we don't like to get too tight, not a skin fade, anything like that, but it's kind of hard to maintain. I think I figured out the best way to go about it. I think we cleaned him up super nice. If you guys think so and you like this video, smash that thumbs up. Make sure you guys get in on the 30K giveaway, and I'll catch you guys Friday for the winner.